Guess who can't sleep? And guess whose death it's gonna be of him? Water's tasty. So let's get into something else I've been thinking about at 3 a.m. Yeah. So this next thing is gonna be about the feed mentality and how to grow your social media. Okay, so first of all, when someone follows you on social media, you gotta acknowledge that it's like immediately from then on a one-way relationship with you, kinda. And you have no idea who they are, but they think they know you. That's the important thing to realize. And as such, you have control over how people see you. That's just how it be. I prefer to let you see me like a mess at 3 a.m. because that's like when I'm living, That's like when the real me comes out and like, ooh, this is where the mind flourishes. We'll get back to all that later, but first we gotta talk about the feed mentality. So basically, every social media is turning into a feed because it's ergonomic. You want more stuff, you just swipe up. You work a couple ads in there, super easy for them. And that's like applying to everybody. You got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got Tumblr, you got you don't have YouTube because YouTube's a corporate playground and they use it to perfect AI algorithms and stuff. It's some dick at Google's big passion project, and he's like, "Yeah, guys, once we perfect this, it'll make millions of dollars, and we'll have this big monopoly over the world, and it'll be super unethical, and like America will ban it anyway." It's like IBM Watson, except specifically built to make things interesting to people forever. That was a really dumb tangent. Don't take me seriously on that one, please. So on YouTube, you're out of luck. You're completely at the computer's whim. But on everywhere else, people pick and choose what they want to see, basically. So how do you be someone that people want to see when put in their feed? Well, first of all, you got to be interesting. Because it's like, okay, what am I doing here? And then second, you got to be consistent. Because then it's like, okay, what am I going to keep doing here to warrant me staying on everyone's feed? And then the third thing is just to do like trending challenges and such. If you're an artist, do Inktober. If you're not, you have it much easier. Good job. But yeah, social media algorithms do the rest of the work. They see you snowballing, they're like, hey, we're gonna feed the flame, It's weird how snowball and flame can be used in tandem in the same scenario like that. And then the last thing you have to look out for is when the algorithms break, which like most of the time is on purpose because people like to take advantage of them a lot of the time. But what happens is they are forced to overcompensate for it because they've learned from YouTube. You go too easy on that shiz and it just falls apart for you. Let's say I'm an Instagram dev and Instagram comes to me as like, hey man, there's too much poon on Instagram and we're gonna need you to figure out how to get rid of it. Okay? And then you're like, alright, so I can't differentiate the poon art from the art right now because it's such a gray line. The algorithm isn't worked out for it at all. The community's not doing a good job of flagging inappropriate posts that coincide with our terms of use or whatever else. What we're gonna have to do to keep 12-year-old Timmy from stumbling on the titty is ban all art. No more art on Instagram. Nope, too much of a risk for this dev team. Just gonna get that out of my good Christian environment now. Family friendly, guys. Write articles about me and my platform, legitimizing them both in the faces of a couple millionaires. Please. Don't write any hate pieces on me. And that's not healthy for you, the devs, or anyone involved. That scenario sucks. And they wanna change that? Question mark? And their best bet of doing that is getting information for their softwares from like other websites that have racier stuff and somehow like separate it. That information is very valuable for like developing AI and stuff. But there's two problems that will keep it from happening anytime soon. One is that people normally do it themselves on those racier sites because the sites are niche and they're small and no one cares. The second problem is that it's like testing cancer treatments on rats and then moving that treatment to humans. And then something completely different happens because rats and humans are not the same thing. This off-brand site is not the same as Instagram. Man, disinformation's useless. Get it out of here. So basically, the AI algorithms that I've just described means the environment you live in as a person on these social media sites is shit. And you're fucked. If you're not a nomad at heart, you're not comfortable bouncing from one social media platform to the next every 3 to 9 months, then bye. And then if you're an artist on the internet, congratulations, you have no place here. You're better off searching up all the YouTube videos about how to be a Disney animator and then just follow those all to death until you get the interview and get accepted like 20 years later. But if you don't want to take that path, there's 4 things you can do. First one is pick an art endeavor, a format, and then stick to it for like years. And what that's going to do is that's going to make you a reliable asset. If you're at the mercy of an algorithm, you're going to be jerking off that algorithm. If you're at the mercy of people clicking a follow button on you and then not clicking the unfollow button, you'll be a reliable, consistent thing in someone's feed every day, and it'll be nice. Just kidding, it'll be hell. You'll have to wait until people actually like develop feelings towards you as a person to change your artistic direction and have people still stick with you. Don't do it. The second one is where you do everything people ask you to do, right? And then you just stick it up on your profile and it's there for the world to see, and you didn't get paid a dime for it except in attention, which is great for you. But then you undermine a bunch of hardworking freelancers who are trying to make a living off of doing what they love, and it just don't work, man. It's the masturbation of the art world. Because you're just doing it to stroke your ego with big numbers. And those numbers come from easy people who don't have money. And you just accept that as okay. Because it's easy. When you could be out working on your human relationships and skills to be at the point where your artwork could like sustain you. Bro, you could be having sex right now. All right, separate from the metaphor. Come back to number 3, which is to like literally drop horn. Drop people fucking. There's a need for it. And it's incredibly unethical depending on where you come from, but yeah. 4th is to fall victim to the storytime scheme and realize that people don't care that you're an artist. I mean, like, think about it, dude. As artists, in today's society, and in every society, we take things that exist, we go through this giant, stupidly fucking dumb process to either recreate them or create something else that looks like it could exist. And we're fucking lucky that the human brain is literally dying at all times to turn things into a face. Like, hey, look, there's a face in there. Can you see it? And then what do people do after the art's done? They're like, yeah, so that's this. And that's it. Okay. And then you're like, no. But, heck. And then you start amping your shit up, putting like, but it's got all this meaning in it. It's like, but the yellow represents this. You just got a constant line of bullshit, because you know that's the only way people will pay attention to you. Michelangelo went about his life expressing the mentality that what he was doing was God's work. Because he painted all the church murals and he was like, yeah, this is a way to get people to pay attention to my skills and then, like, actually make them worth what they are. I'm not a peasant no more. But in today's society, you can step down from that level of shittiness and forced ego with story time. Story time dissociates your audio from your visual to create two streams of content for people to follow along as they experience you. Some people want to appreciate your art. They may appreciate your art. Some people, most people itching to hear about someone else's life because their own is boring and that's the real reason they're on social media? Give them a story about you that you may or may not have made up and or exaggerated. Try our special TV offer where you draw the pictures for someone else's story and no one knows it was you in the first place. They think it's the guy telling the story. In conclusion, just take selfies all day. Like, literally, this would be so much easier. There actually is one thing easier than that. Not giving a shit. Hi, welcome to Brock J.